What's going on, world? It's NRW, where nerds rule the world. We are opening up October as of this recording for this week. So these are our picks for this first week of October. As always, my pal Heather Hurt is joining me to open the spooky season. How are you, Heather?
Good.
Good. It's spooky season time. Spirit Halloweens are open. I finally went to my first Spirit Halloween over the weekend, but I was very disappointed. My local Spirit Halloween, they put it into Potomac Mills Mall. They usually have it at a place outside of, you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Not in the mall, because it was scaled down by them putting it in the mall. And like all my, I like to decorate, for Halloween. So like they had no outdoor Halloween gear. Like what? It was just like costumes. I was very disappointed. So I'm going to have to trek to another Spirit Halloween.
There are definitely the locations. Like I like the concept of having just a small location where you can go in, grab what you need, especially for parents. A lot of the big stuff is very can cause just like visual issues and can be really distracting. So going to a smaller one definitely makes sense. But and they just added one at Falls, Northern Virginia people, y'all know these stores at Fair Oaks Mall. They just added a small one too in there,
Okay.
very, very small. But then if you go to Tyson's, they the old Lord and Taylor, Spirit Halloween went fancy. They put it in the old Lord and Taylor, and that's a huge space. So
and they have all the outside furniture decorations. I mean,
yeah, I told you the creepy clown. He was following me around, and we actually just went. We just went back, and he did the exact same creepy thing. So he's a perv. I can prove it. It's now twice. So
all right. Well, I got to hit that one up. Hopefully I think I have a screening out that way soon. If not, I'm gonna make a trip because I was disappointed, Heather. Like my local Spirit Halloween has always been, some closed down store. I don't know if you recently saw the SNL skit when they premiered this past weekend, but they had like a whole skit about Spirit Halloween. But yeah, they put it in the mall this year, and I'm like, ugh, and disappointed. But I'll find a Spirit Halloween to get my outside gear. But it's a spooky season, y'all. A lot of projects dropping this week. Some we've had the fortunate of checking out. So I kind of threw like 4 picks at y'all this week because there'll be stuff tied to it as well. But before we do that, Heather, you know what we do. I was going to throw this question at you. What have you been watching? But first, I have to say this. I've said this to you quite a bit. I've said this over the years. I just want to remind everybody again, because this is the NRW. It's kind of my platform along with Heather. And we don't usually get on a soapbox. We don't do that here. But the world is finally realizing Zachary Levi is a bitch ass motherfucker. Fuck you, Zachary Levi. I hate you. There you go. Heather knows what I'm talking about. Let's go, Heather. I just had to say it, Heather, because when I saw that over the weekend, for the people that haven't seen, bitch ass Zachary Levi is supporting the world's worst person in the world in Trump in this election. And it's no surprise to me, but a lot of people are surprised by it. They're like, what? Zachary Levi? I've been telling y'all for years he's a bitch ass motherfucker. Now y'all finally getting it. Fuck him. Fuck Shazam. Although not the comic Shazam, but fuck him as Shazam. I cannot stand Zachary Levi, and I had my reasons. I've been saying it for years. Anyway, I'm sorry to lead that into you, Heather, but I just, we don't get on the soapbox here. And so that just kind of reminded me, like, I just needed to at least do this one time, get on a soapbox and tell people about Zachary Levi. So,
to be fair, one of the big things that came up, a lot of people don't know who Levi is, and that's okay. He's the voice behind Finn and Tangled, and most people know him as Captain Marvel, the original, Shazam in the films. For those of you who are like, and this goes back to Harry Potter, we are people that we do not follow the creatives that we do not follow their work once they do it, but do not feel like you are obligated to hate something or stop really appreciating it because of the person you are. If you can disassociate artist and art, that is absolutely fine. Shazam is probably one of the most wholesome superhero movies that we have ever, and I'm talking about the decades and decades of history that we have ever received. So if that movie is important to you, Shazam 2, I'm going to say it was actually a shit movie.
Yeah, the second one was shit.
But the first one was really wonderful. It was really sweet. It was really fun. If that's something that you hold dear, remember, he's only in the costume. There were other people making that film. He was not what made that movie great. He just wore the suit while the movie was being made. So if there's something that you really love, if something you're really passionate about, that's okay. We're going to talk crap because we can, because we want to. My husband is a huge Chuck fan. He's always been a Chuck fan, no matter how much I would like him to stop watching Chuck, because trust me, it's not because Zachary Levi that I want him to stop watching Chuck. I just want him to stop fucking watching Chuck. He's going to love that show forever. And that is what it is. We've known that Levi has been showing his true colors for years. This is not his first support of the orange turd. Like, it's not. So if we just want to say, if you want to love something, you can love it. There's a lot of people, like, I actually still hold Harry Potter very much in my heart, which is why it hurts so much that J.K. Rowling is a raging TERF. But you just don't have to actively go out and spend money on it. That is okay. Or if you feel like you can spend money on it because it goes to a wider group of people, like the director, like the creative teams, like the production company, that is completely okay. You do you. We're just also going to give Zachary Levi shit because he's been an anti-vaxxer for nearly 8 years now and spreading horribly awful misinformation. So with that being said, what have I been watching? Not Chuck. Not Chuck. I've a couple of things that we can't talk about yet. One thing that my husband was very excited to get the screener sport, so he's very appreciative of Patrick sharing that with me. Other than that, I did finish that paranormal documentary out there. I do have an interview coming up. Very excited to talk to the director on that. So keep your eyes out on the channel. I also watch, like many people, like many wrestling fans, even though you cannot keep up with some of the things that you love, it's okay to try and take in that content when you can. I have not been able to watch wrestling in many years, unfortunately, due to my schedule. But the moment the Mr. McMahon documentary hit, we definitely watched it. And I'm going to say, sorry, Vince, the only one that made you look bad was you. So if you did not need to put out that public statement, honestly, it just made you look like a conceited crybaby. But so other than things that I can't talk about yet, those are the two big things right now. What about you, Keith? What about you?
Well said, Heather. I spoke with a lot of anger. So I appreciate you bringing the light to that is so true. You know, I do enjoy Shazam. That was a great film, but it's just the guy in that suit that I just have a lot of problems for obvious reasons. So yeah, it's also hard for me to listen to P. Diddy, who I was a big fan of, but he's a dirtbag. R. Kelly, like all their music, you know, it sucks, and I still love their music, but it's hard to, yeah.
To be fair, I'm sorry to interrupt. To be fair,
no worries.
For the same reason that you should not be happy with Shazam, you should also not be happy with Black Adam. I'm just going to put it that way.
Well said, yet. Well said, and you know, I'm sure more of that's going to come to light. It's only a matter of time, I think, about him. Which is upsetting too. I used to be a fan of him, but he's shown himself as well. And in that regard, that McMahon, I saw that too. I had to binge it because, you know, we're wrestling fans, Heather. Some people showing themselves in that one too, outside of McMahon. And it's just, you know, your silence is complicit, you know, and it's crazy. It's terrible. And it's just sad. So yeah, saw that. I wasn't too surprised, you know, because as wrestling fans, you know what went down. I feel they kind of went easy to a degree.
It was a very honest look at him. Like,
yeah. And everything he said is only because of what he said. They didn't do anything. We all know there's a lot more, and everybody still kind of kowtowed the line, you know, which is just, and then in turn showing their complicity. It made them look more so bad than anything in a lot of ways. So I saw that. One thing I saw as well, Heather, that was recommended because currently if y'all don't know, I'm CCA, Critics' Choice Association, and it's the documentary awards that we are reviewing right now to, you know, give those awards. A documentary I watched last week that's available right now on Netflix, Heather, Will and Harper. Oh my God, Will Ferrell. Oh
yes, I want to watch that so bad.
Girl, so good.
Yay, Will.
I
When
love
there are
Will.
J.K. Rowling's in the world, be a Will Ferrell. Be a Will Ferrell.
Yes. Such a great documentary. For those that don't know, Will Ferrell has a friend, I forgot the last name of Harper, but is a trans woman, was a friend of his throughout his time at SNL. When he left SNL, writing movies, a lot of the projects he did. Pre-pandemic, he was living life as a man, and then realized that wasn't who she was, and so made the transition during the pandemic and reached out to Will to say, hey, I don't know if this is going to change our relationship. And I just think it's such a beautiful not love story, but just a beautiful story in that about friendship, about, hey, okay, I see that, let's go on this like road trip together and let's figure this out together. And it's just such a beautiful story. And so highly recommend, y'all. It's streaming right now on Netflix. Just so good. But Will and Harper, highly recommend, Heather. And yeah, I'm an empath. It brought a tear to my eye. And I just think it's so special, you know what I'm saying, about how we can all relate and figure these things out, because we're all trying to adjust to, the nomenclature. I know, like with pronouns and everything, and just giving the proper respects, because we don't mean to say the wrong thing, but we're still learning and we're making that transition. So beautiful film, and highly recommend. But yeah, a lot of things that we always say Heather and I can't talk about yet. So we'll be talking about it. Oh, I went and saw Wild Robot with the family and killed myself again, as always. As I said, highly recommend, y'all. If y'all didn't see my picks last week, Wild Robot, best animated film this year. Took the family to see it, and buckets of tears from both my wife and I, and just reminded me again, it's such a great film, and I just highly recommend everybody see the Wild Robot. So there you go. Those are the those aren't the picks. I'm about to give you the picks. I was about to close out, Heather. What's going on with me? That's what we've been watching. You ready to head to the picks, Heather?
Let's do it.
All right. It's about to be different, y'all, because we're now going to see the trailer for Things Will Be Different. We never did a react to this, but we may have something coming to the channel, maybe an interview or two related to this. So it's dropping this week. We never saw the trailer. I need to prep for this possible interview. Let's check out this trailer. Here we go. Things Will Be Different.
What's the backup?
There is no backup. Trust me. This is it. Come on.
Is that it? A magical safe house.
Now we wait for time to pass in our present, and we head back and make sure we're clear.
Where's the key? There's got to be a key somewhere, right?
There never was a key. Hello?
You shouldn't be here. The cycle is delicate. Time isn't kind to the displaced.
I can't take it anymore. There's no going home.
Is that what you really think?
What's that supposed to mean?
You are working with them. You brought me here to.
Why would I do any of that?
Someone is coming. Eliminate them before they reach the door, or you and your brother will die here.
Whenever we realize that we are in an excited state, we breathe in, take in our surroundings. Breathe out on the count of 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Why are you doing this?
Wow. Okay, color me intrigued. From Magnet and Magnolia. Things Will Be Different, dropping this week. What do you think, Heather?
It looks interesting. It looks like it's like a psychological thriller.
Yeah.
And I'm curious I'm usually not. I usually like more bloody horror than I do psychological thrillers, so I'm very intrigued. They've been doing a lot of these. We've seen a lot more of these movies where you have this like limited, like 2 to 5 person casts stuck in isolation somewhere lately. I feel like we've been seeing a lot more of these lately.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and I think a lot of it because a lot of the creatives are coming out of the pandemic. We're still, a lot of things were written during the pandemic and got inspired by the pandemic. For example, there's a film dropping this week on Max called Daaaaaalí, y'all. I'll have an interview with the writer directing couple behind it, Celine Held and Logan George. It's a bit of a swamp thriller that deals with a little bit of time travel. And they were inspired by a picture that they saw during the pandemic and went from Pennsylvania down to Louisiana to record this film. And but it got inspired. They got inspired by this picture and just having to not be able to be with family during the pandemic. So that's kind of what inspired that film. So I wouldn't be surprised with this film if pandemic inspired. But Michael Felker is the writer director on Things Will Be Different. I'm working on that interview as we speak of this recording for this week. So y'all stay tuned for that. But I'm intrigued by that now because I didn't see the trailer. I just, working on this interview for the NRW. So there you go, y'all. I'm intrigued by this one. That actually got me, especially when they put in there from Collider, you'll want to rewatch this again after you watch it. I'm like, okay, those are big words to say. Like, come on now. Come on, Collider. We know as film reviewers, there's a lot of films we watch and it's a chore. I really want to rewatch this again as soon as I'm done with it. Okay. When you say something like that, you better say, stand on your 10 toes on that. Anyway. So there you go. That's one of the first trailers out the gate dropping this week. Another project dropping this week is, I believe, the 7th film in this franchise. It's the VHS found footage franchise. Heather, I don't know if you saw any of the other previous VHSs where essentially a lot of these actors, directors, they kind of come together and it's like a little bit of an anthology type series to throw it in a comic book way, right? Or did they say anthology in film too? Yeah. But different short films that are all kind of in the same similar theme. And we have VHS Beyond dropping on Shudder this week. So let's check out the trailer to that. And on the NRW, I already did this interview. I already locked down an interview from VHS Beyond. Alana Pierce. She is in the Stowaway segment that is a part of this film. And I'll have that interview probably dropping around the same time you see this episode. So look for that interview with the amazing Alana Pierce. So let's check out the trailer for VHS Beyond.
Everything that we thought we knew is called into question. Maybe we're not alone. Maybe our company does not wish us well.
Biggest discovery in human history.
These tapes have to be considered the Holy Grail.
We all want to put an end to this. Tonight we get our chance.
Just keep filming.
Do you want a selfie?
All right, coming to Shudder this week, VHS Beyond. Have you seen any of the previous VHSs, Heather?
I saw the very, very first one, which feels like a long time ago now.
Yeah.
But they actually come out with these pretty regularly, I think. So The anthology series are fun. I like having small creatives or having unknown independent creatives make fun horror films where once again a lot of people start. So it's always fun to see. Am I gonna run? No, I don't have a Shudder subscription, and honestly, the one time we did, we weren't super excited about it. But it is October, and Shudder gets a crap ton of good shit during the month of October. Then it magically disappears on November 1st. So with that being said, I don't know if I'm going to watch this, but we are definitely rebooting our Shudder subscription in about one day.
Oh, okay. Well, if you don't or not, I got the screener for you, Heather. So if you want to check it out, I got you. But yeah, Alana Pierce, who is in the Stowaway segments, she's also a big YouTuber and gamer. This is her debut live action acting. She does also a lot of the voiceover acting, and YouTube gamer type stuff. But she is the lead in the Stowaway segment. That is the I forgot the actor who's directing it, but basically a lot of the team that are producing a lot of the segments in this one are a lot of people that we know from other feature work and TV work, and like actor Justin Long, hilarious.
Yeah.
He's directing, I think, with like his brother or something like that on one of the sequences within it. But yeah, it's spooky season time, y'all, and it's the type of film you want to watch. I enjoyed watching it. I kind of skipped around because I wanted to specifically see the Stowaway segment because I had that interview, but I'm looking forward to going back and checking out the whole project because there's a lot of different themes. The Stowaway segment deals with aliens, y'all, and I love UFOs and aliens and stuff. So go check that out. Check out the interview with Alana Pierce. But yeah, VHS Beyond for the spooky season. It's here. All right. Next pick. One of my favorite studios, A24, Heather. A Different Man with my man Sebastian Stan. I had the pleasure of watching this one. I'll talk a little bit more about it, but I won't give it all away because I'll have a full review soon. But let's check out the trailer for A Different Man.
Hey, man. I know you. What's your name?
Edward?
Do you work for Facebook?
No, but I get this a lot.
Oh, hey, neighbor.
People can be cruel, I imagine.
All unhappiness in life comes from not accepting what is. You know who taught me that? Lady Gaga.
This drug seems to have the potential to actually heal you. The implications are life-changing.
The face is falling off in clumps.
I'm sure it only looks like clumps to you.
Perhaps any potential risk is worth the reward?
Look at this piece of man candy.
Can I believe my eyes? Edward! Who didn't remember me? Oswald.
Hi. That guy's amazing. What do you know about him? Who is he? He's leading a double life.
I'm getting this feeling I've messed things up for you.
You know how we idealize people when we're in love?
So I'm the idolized version of Oswald?
It's kind of brilliant seeing you who looks like you, but you're not yourself.
Let's just all start being honest with ourselves, old friend.
All right, dropping this week from A24, A Different Man. What do you think, Heather? Had you seen the trailer before?
No, I have not. Though a lot of people have talked about it. I will say I've seen quite a few of the critic community chat on it. It looks interesting. It looks like one of those movies where the moral is be happy with who you are, don't worry about your appearance, kind of thing. Which is an important message to today. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter it does matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter how much you weigh or how little you weigh. You're a beautiful human as long as you do good and put good out into the universe. Or are a miserable human being, but at least you're not impacting anybody else. And you make the right decisions. Yeah. Anyway, it looks interesting. It looks cute. I love Sebastian Stan, especially in his indie work. Honestly, limiting him to Winter Soldier, if you've never seen Stan's external work, you have missed out on the incredible breadth of talent that he has. So,
yeah. I completely agree with Heather. I've seen some of that other work, but I know him. I think the majority, like the rest of the world, we know him from Winter Soldier. So speaking to that point, like Heather said, if you just know him from that, when you see a film like this, A Different Man that I saw, this man has talent. This man is amazing. He definitely can pull off anything. He has range, y'all, and outstanding outstanding acting from him in this film. Great message. I love that in recent weeks we had The Substance with Demi Moore. We now have A Different Man that's just again talking about how we look at ourselves and in that perspective, and that we shouldn't let society make us form that image of ourselves. We should form that image within our inside. And this film really kind of brings it all to a whole nother level, because Sebastian Stan starts off with this image that later goes away, and then without spoiling, there's a reclamation of himself, of what he wants to now be. And Adam Pearson, who has that condition, is in the film, and you saw him featured, is brilliant in it, and you could just see the charisma. I just, if all of us could have that charisma, and have that, and not let the world, box us in or makes us think likewise. I just love how this film kind of talks about the issue and just is just very real about it, and the normalization of that, because it could be taken in different ways and played up in different ways by an ignorant audience. And it's a very intelligent film, and I think it was really handled well, and just outstanding work. Again, A24 doing the damn thing, which is what I love about that studio. So there you go. Top pick this week, Heather. I haven't seen it yet, but we'll be seeing it shortly. I know there's a lot of opinions on it. I know we've had our opinions on it. Very intrigued. And I know you, because you hail from Gotham City, are going to have a lot of opinions on it when you finally see it. Joker, Folie, Deux. I think I probably brutalized that, but let's check out the trailer for this. Did I say it right?
2 years ago, the name Arthur Fleck hit Gotham like a hurricane.
The trial of the century.
They believe Arthur Fleck to be some kind of martyr. Well, he's not. There's a monster.
When you're smiling, when you're smiling,
When I first saw Joker, when I saw you,
the whole world smiles with you.
for once in my life, I didn't feel so alone anymore.
When you're laughing, when you're laughing, the sun comes shining through. For once in my life, I have someone who needs me.
How about you, Arthur? Do you still think you're a star?
Showtime. The whole world smiles with you.
You can do anything you want.
The sun comes.
You're Joker.
Look around! Look at all these people! Bring on! I will no longer allow any of you
So stop your sighing.
to keep me down!
Be happy again.
I got the sneaking suspicion that we're not giving the people what they want.
It's okay, baby. Let's give the people what they want. Sing hallelujah. Come on, get happy. Get ready for the judgment day.
right, dropping this week, Joker Folie Deux. I know I brutalized it again. I'm intrigued. I know there's a lot of opinion out there, Heather. We've heard it's a musical, it's this, it's that. I'm all about, as a creative filmmaker, you know, just going all out. Just we've had like The Substance recently, Megalopolis, and I know a lot of people feel about Megalopolis, but like Substance, pushing the art form, doing something different. So I'm a proponent for it. You know, if you have something you want to do different with stuff we've seen before and changing it up, like do it. So like, I'm very intrigued what Todd Phillips is going to do with this, even if it's musical, whatever it is. And I'm here for it, because a lot of times we, you know, they could just, we all seen a straight up action film where the last Joker was like Taxi Driver, but with Joker, you know. I'm intrigued what they're doing. I really don't know what to expect with this one. So I'm very excited and ready to see what they're going to give to us. How about you?
Just to go back to what we've said right at the beginning, the problem with the Joker franchise, that's kind of what they're expanding onto it, is the first movie was actually a phenomenal film. The problems with it were the audience that were allowed to perpetuate hate and destruction and destroy the fandom. It created a poor experience for a lot of people that really enjoy the character. I'm a Joker person. I'm a Harley person, especially. I'm a Batman person. So what really, really sucks about going into this second film is there are a lot of people that have a very poor taste in their mouth, because not only was the fandom on social media permitted to just abuse and harass, it was then perpetuated by the production company themselves, and it really hurt a lot of people. So it'll be very, I am looking forward to this film. Due to the way that it was handled, though, in the first film, I will not be putting money down to go see it in theaters. I will wait till it hits streaming. With that being said, though, the first Joker film was incredible. The second Joker film, but as someone who is a Harley fan, I like my Harley. They have already made it very clear that this is a very different Harley. And though I'm interested in Lady Gaga's version of it, I'm not, everything that has been defined isn't Harleen. And that seems kind of weird to me. So like, I'm curious at her characterization, what they're bringing in, but she doesn't sound like Harley to me. More so, and just to say this, Joker and Harleen's relationship should never, ever be romanticized. It is abusive. It is destructive. It is. So there's also a part of me that's like, they are really romanticizing this absolutely horrific relationship, especially on Harleen's behalf. So part of me is iffy on it. The very last thing I will say this, if you are okay with an alt universe like that of the Joker, you are okay with Lady Gaga's Harleen, you are okay with Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, then you are okay with Elseworld stories, period. Period. You don't get to nitpick what stories are told and how they are told if you are okay with any of them. Like as I just said, I don't know if she's going to be my cup of tea, but I'm curious to see how she is going to display this version of Harley. You don't have to like something, but you can't bash and hate on it. If you are okay with one version of an Elseworld story, they're all Elseworld stories, people.
Agreed. It's a multiverse, y'all. The throwback at Marvel, you know, and Elseworld's DC side. That's how I'm taking it, and I enjoy that. We've had some good ones, but we also have some bad ones. You know, so and let's be honest, y'all, the regular continuity in a lot of the stuff we love, they've redone and rehashed and kind of take out every other 5 to 10 years. You know, a lot of stuff that we know in the base, the regular timeline of the DC universe, they've changed. So it might as well be Elseworlds in a lot of ways, right? So you know, so if you're going with that mindset, then cool. But if not, it's really hard to complain if you cherry pick, like Heather said. So completely agree with you, Heather. I'm intrigued. I'm curious to see what they're going to do. Yeah, because to me, I'm a fan of Jack Nicholson Joker. I'm a fan of Cesar Romero Joker. And, you know, we don't have to choose what is the penultimate Joker. You can love them all. You know?
Heath Ledger.
Yeah. I love Mark Hamill Joker. To me, that's the voice of Joker. Mark Hamill rules in Batman the Animated. To me, Batman the Animated Series is really where it should all be.
That's true canon right there. Even
You know?
though it is an Elseworld story.
Let's go. So those are our thoughts, y'all. Those are our vibes with Heather and I. So, you know, agree or not, whatever. As long as you find enjoyment to escape from the doldrums of the world. That's what entertainment is, y'all. So just don't hate on something that somebody else loves, you know, like, come on now. But there you go. Those are the picks, Heather. I threw a lot at people this week. I threw a lot at you this week. Things will be different. VHS Beyond, A Different Man, Joker Folie do. I'm sure it's probably like around here this week. Oh, I got thumbs up.
I'm really happy. It's once again, there's things that I personally wouldn't want to do, but that doesn't mean it's once again, the Joker film, the original was a great movie. It was just unfortunate the circumstances. VHS ain't my cup of tea, but Shudder Films is great for indie writers. I'm not going to see it, but you know what? We support indie film no matter what. Doesn't have to be your favorite thing, but we support it. So.
All right. Well, there you go, y'all. Let us know what you think in the comments below. If there's something we missed, we want to chat. We want to interact with y'all. So there you go. Heather Hurt, your boy QUP. Nerds rule the world. Why do I still do that? I don't know.